Howdy folks, today we're playing Mono Blue Artifact Control in Brothers War Standard. This deck was built by me, Rumply MTG. Let's get into the video. Alright, our opponent's deciding on a mulligan or not, and they kept... We don't have anything to tell turn 4 with this hand, so I think we're pretty easy mulliganing that one and a little better. I think we can keep the 3 lands. See if what our opponent is on. It's on Evolve Sleeper Shenanigans, okay. Go ahead and pass. See what to do here. Misery Shadow, sure. Yep, getting in. We're going to draw here. Play the Reckoner Bankbuster and pass. Next turn we'll have the draw. Reckoner Bankbuster, make this pair and Fading Hope up. Kind of want our opponent to dump a bunch of mana into the Evolved Sleeper. We'd be pretty happy with that, I believe. Okay, just gonna play a land here and pass. I think we would make disappear a Sheldred. If not, they can put the mana into the Evolved Sleeper. We'd be fine with that. Get rid of this Evolved Sleeper. Don't want another land. That's okay. I think that'll be better next turn. And we can go ahead and pass here. Opponent's gonna be able to play this Sleeper again, which is fine. Sure. And that's fine if they want to be dealing damage that way. Opponent can attack for a bunch if they would like. Just going for the 2 there. Open up their Sleeper. Sure. We'll just draw off the Bankbuster and exile with the Hearse. Submit. So we do have this Arcane Proxy, which could corrupt the Hearse and Fading Hope that, but I think we'd rather... it's not bad, actually. Yeah, I think we are going to do that this turn. Yep. Yeah, we're just going to copy our Fading Hope, bounce their Evolved Sleeper. Cast it on the Evolved Sleeper. Make sure our opponent doesn't get that going. Make sure they have to keep dumping mana into it. Thran Spider. Next turn, I think we're casting Urza's Command and drawing with a Bankbuster. It's probably better than a random draw in her deck, though. So we'll go ahead and keep. And we'll go ahead and pass. So right now, we can't get this Hearse up to a 3/3. Sure. Gonna take our Urza's Command. Cast the Evolved Sleeper. Gonna pump up the Sleeper again. So if we block, they just eat the proxy. I think that's fine, though. We don't want to block here. Probably just gonna save it for the Evolved Sleeper activation, but would be fine with that. Infernal Grasp. Sure. Okay, it was already in the damage step, so nothing we could have done there, but just in case we screwed up the Hearse, I didn't exactly remember which step we were in. Gonna drop the Bankbuster. Get that Thran Spider going. Get our tapped Powerstone, which they can use for the Evolved Sleeper activations, but that's okay. And now we can crew our various cards in different ways. License Hertz can get to a 5/5, which is pretty nice. Yeah, we'll go ahead and tap a mana here. Get a island. See what our opponent does here. They just want to dump money into the sleeper or not. Infernal Grasp. I think we'll draw here first. Cityscape Leveler. So it's 6. Okay, we're gonna crew off the Thran Spider. Opponent didn't want us to be able to start drawing with this. Makes sense. I think we'll block either if they attack. This gets Death Touch if they do, but it is what it is. If they attack with a shadow, we'll snap off that block. Attacking with both, huh? I actually think we're going to block the shadow here. Since this sleeper can get Death Touch. See if it makes them pay. They know we can exile cards from their graveyard. So my guess is they don't pay, unless they really want to make us do it right now. Yep, that makes sense for our opponent to do that. We'll get to exile the Shadow and Infernal Grasp. And play a Cityscape Leveler next turn, hopefully. Tap the mana. Kill the Evolved Sleeper. They get a Powerstone, but that is a-okay. And I think we're just going to get in with both right now. Put our opponent on this clock. We'll be presenting them with a lethal next turn. Our opponent can't kill us with a Invoke Despair, which is nice. Cut down, okay. See what else they have. Another Evolved Sleeper. When this attacks, we can destroy it, though. And their plan is to make it have Death Touch, and I don't think that's a great plan. Unless they can also kill our Leveler. Just gonna attack, I guess. Target the Evolved Sleeper. And hit them for 8. So I'm not sure our opponent realizes what Cityscape Leveler does. Maybe they just knew they were dead, but GG's. Oh, I'll give a smiley face to that one. I had fun. Don't know about our opponent, but I had fun. Smiley face. Alrighty, we're here with the deck tech for Mono Blue Artifact Control. And you saw a little bit of what we're trying to do. We're trying to get a lot of Power Stones into play and cast one of our big artifact spells. Portal to Phyrexia, Cityscape Leveler. On the backside of Arcane Proxy can also cast Urza's Command, which is pretty cool. We also are relying on Unlicensors, Bruckner Bankbuster getting bigger and accruing some value as artifacts. We have Fading Hope, Make Disappear as ways to try to get to the late game. Thran Spider is also sort of a bridge from the mid to late game. You create a Power Stone, basically giving us ramp. Can also give our opponent ramp, but it also has reach, which is important. The 2/4 solid body. And the ability on it is actually really relevant. 7, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. So that's top 4 of your library. Our deck is 19 artifacts out of 60. So you're pretty good to hit. Almost 1/3 of the deck cards in our deck are artifacts. So you're probably going to hit this, I don't know, math, something like 70% of the time, which is pretty good. Someone that has better knowledge of the calculations behind making the possibility that you would whiff on this card. If you could post that in the comments, I'd like to see that. But that's my general estimate. I think it's going to hit a lot of the time. Karn Living Legacy. I've tried this card before in some other decks, and it's not that great. You really need to be able to leverage the Power Stones. Otherwise, you're not going to feel its power. But this deck can really leverage the Powerstone, so just being able to create tap Powerstone after tap Powerstone after tap Powerstone, or also if you get in a spot where you're pretty safe and what you need instead of mana is cards. Those are pretty good in that effect too. If you have an excess amount of mana, you pay all that mana, look at the top cards of your library, and then just keep churning to the best cards in your deck. And its emblem is game winning. If you've tapped a bunch of Powerstone tokens, and then you get the emblem that says when you tap an untapped artifact you control, deals 1 damage to any target, that's game ending. Ultimates on Planeswalkers should be game ending. We have a Miser's Celestis. This card I'm not really sold. It's kind of just like a Powerstone that slowly filters your hand and gives you a little bit of life. Not sold that that's a card that you really need in the deck, but I kind of like it. I've seen it in some similar decks, so I'm just having it as the Miser's Celestis. We also have Urza's Command, which it's not a command you see often, certainly not a command of the same strength or ilk of any of the modern playable commands like Cryptic Command, but that has some relevant modes. The first mode being creatures you don't control get -2/-0 until end turn. That's really good against aggro decks. Creates a Powerstone token. And then the best mode I would say on the card is create a tapped 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token. With this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. As I said, we had 20 artifacts, and all those artifacts also put Powerstones onto the battlefield, so it should be a pretty big construct, which is pretty nice. And the last mode is Scry 1, draw a card. Never a bad to have your command replace itself. And the last real haymaker in this deck is the Mightstone and Weakstone. It's one of our premier removal spells. When it enters the battlefield, you can choose one, draw cards, or target creature gets -5 till end of turn. The nice part is it's a really good removal spell, but if you just so happen to be resolving it when there's no creatures to kill on the battlefield, you can just draw 2 cards. And it's also a Powerstone that taps for 2 mana, essentially, which is pretty neat. But yeah, that's the plan of the deck. Pretty excited to keep playing more of it. I really have been trying to get together a shell like this for a while. Haven't really seen something exactly like this submitted, but so I decided to make one myself. But if you think there's some changes that need to be made to this deck, I'd be glad to play another version of this deck with some changes. But yeah, let's get into more games. All right, we're going first, but it looks like again we're going to be mulliganing. It's just not really feasible if you don't have blue mana, so taking a mulligan here. Oh no, we have all the blue mana. Don't really want to go to 5, so I guess we'll keep this. We're on the play, so hopefully we live long enough. If it's mono red, I'm going to be pretty worried. Opponent has some nice cute dogs going on. They have a swamp to lead, maybe mono black. Just played against mono black. They had an all evolved sleeper draw, seemingly. Okay, gonna get the Celestis down. And next turn we have a Urza's Command. It's on black-white, seemingly. Just didn't have any white sources. Thran Spider. Not bad, but I think we can do better. So we'll pass. And this way we also get to flip the Celestis, day to night, gain a life. Don't need a second portal to Phyrexia for sure. One's enough. Put the fear in our opponent though that we could play one, so there is always that. We'd be a little bit worried about a farewell out of our opponent here. So the question is, we're obviously not giving them -2/-0. The question is, are we making a Powerstone and the construct, or are we scrying one and drawing a card? I kind of think, man, we maybe don't even need the creature. So maybe we'll create a Powerstone and scry one and draw a card. Not the best command modes. I guess we'll take a land. Could be worse. This turn we get to play this Thran Spider and then threaten to get its activated ability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be 8. Next turn we'll have an island, so it'll be 9 mana. It'll be pretty good if they play a bunch of things so we can make them sacrifice and then get back ourselves. We also have this Otawara. We can also power up the Blast Zone. have a lot of options here. Gotta imagine our opponent has a removal spell of some sort. There's no way they just pass with all this mana up and don't do anything with it. So gotta imagine this Thran Spider is not along for this world. Not something we're too worried about though. Opponents in the tank with us. Kill it, they decide Destroy Evil is going to go after it. Yeah, no, I don't think we need to bounce it to our hand with the Otawara or anything like that. I think cycling with Celestis and stuff will get us where we need to go. So this turn they can't farewell, which is nice at least. They also need another white mana, which they could be pocketing. One's going in for the damage, yep. Okay, we can't activate the Celestis, but if they play 2 spells, I don't play any spells. I'm gonna charge this up to 2 then. I'm not sure what our opponent's up to really. They probably have the read that we have, the Portal to Phyrexia in hand. Yeah, guess we're just gonna Cityscape Leveler. And get this Spirited Companion. I mean, if they have a way to get back from the graveyard, it is what it is, but it's their game plan. Just attack with Cityscape Leveler and try to kill anything they play. Probably is going to be met with a removal spell or an Invoke Despair. If they have a hand they kept, they have to have removals. Maybe not instant speed removal. But it has some Power Stones. Not sure what's going on here. Do they have only sorcery speed removal, or do they just draw it? Could be a Liliana, certainly. One's got a lot of Power Stones, though. We have enough mana, though. We're Touch Spirit Realm, sure. Okay. If we draw another Cityscape Leveler, we're looking pretty good on that front. We also can just bounce at the end of turn with the Otawara. Thran Spider. Yeah, so we're going to cast this Thran Spider. And question here is whether we're going to play this Otawara or not, because we can't. Man. That's a tough one, because we can't use its ability unless we play this Otawara. But we could get the Cityscape Leveler back. It's a tough one. I think I'd rather use the Thran Spider ability, though. Can use this at any time, so it doesn't matter when we do that. Opponent has Farewell mana, though. But if they do Farewell, they get rid of this Touch the Spirit Realm, so we're not too sad about that. Steel Seraph for full value. No, for partial value. Do they have a second one? What's going on here? I don't know why they wouldn't play that for 6. Activate the Thran Spider here. See if we can get anything good. Mightstone and Weakstone, we'll take that. I think we'll go ahead and cast that. We don't have no obviously with this Urza's command. Could also just cast this Portal to Phyrexia. Make them sacrifice their Steel Seraph and plan on getting it back next turn. They have a Farewell, they have to use it, and they... I don't have to name enchantment, I guess, though. That's fair. Hey, maybe that was a misplay. Undying Malice, sure. Yeah, I have to believe this is not a... I mean, they're obviously playing like some version of the Cheat Death deck we played the other day. I just have to believe that they're not... We would block. We might block. Next turn we can get the Spirited Companion back. I think we win this if we just don't die. I don't think we're gonna block. Man, we probably should have attacked. See what else they play. So they played the Steel Seraph with that so they could have mana remaining. Okay. My Portal, sure. Can you give it vigilance? I would imagine. Lifelink I don't think matters too much to them. Do give it lifelink, okay. Sure. So gotta imagine our opponent has another way. So we have the mana to cast both of these. And we can cast Urza's command as well. I'm gonna try to get this -5/-5 first though. Gotta imagine they have a way to disrupt this though. See if they would touch the Spirit Realm or another Undying Malice. Another Undying Malice, sure. That's okay. Now we have an Arcane Proxy. And we would name Scry 1, draw a card and make the colorless construct. Yeah. We have a ton of just boatloads of mana right now. A construct and Scry 1, draw a card. The island at the bottom. Man, we need to... Let's get rid of this Mistress Foundry. Oh my goodness. Better than an island, I guess. Okay, well, we're going to be able to attack for a lot of damage, but I think we want to keep this Thran Spider alive one more time to try to draw some removal spell here. Opponent has had 2 Undying Malices. They would need another Undying Malice to not die to... Shows Vigilance this time, okay. Need another Undying Malice to not die to another portal. They clearly have things in hand. It's on 6. Don't think we're getting our Blast Zone to 6. And I'm just going to go on our turn. Draw. Bankbuster's not bad, better than a Foundry, certainly. Gonna activate the Thran Spider. Get another Mightstone and Weakstone, sure. Gonna attack for 8, I believe. Opponent takes it. Play another Mightstone Weakstone. Keep the untapped one. Attempt to deal 5 to this again. Works this time, okay. And get a Bankbuster down since we can also draw. And pass. Yep, we'll gain the life. It's fine that we're going to discard the Karn. The life's more important. Now, if they had a Farewell and they named everything but enchantment, would you feel pretty bad about it? Do they have a reanimation spell too? Are they going all in? I would respect if they had a reanimation spell here. Opponent has to have another prototype creature or something, though. Because they're dead on board as it is. I mean, they obviously could have a Wandering Emperor. Okay. They don't have anything. That was the deck we played the other day. Definitely cool to see it. Just unfortunate matchup for them. Unless, you know, they just have infinite amounts of blink spells or Undying Malices they can get through us. But in the end... GG's for us. Alrighty, our opponent's going first. This hand is solid though. Okay, it's not the best hand I've ever seen, but it does things. We're gonna hope that this Make Disappear can get some value in. See what our opponent's got going on. What we don't want to see is a Thalia right here. A Thalia would be tough. Spirited Companion, that's okay. We can live with this Spirited Companion. Yeah, we're gonna pass. We would Make Disappear almost any counterable spell here, I think. We definitely do an Adeline, or sure what this could be. Are we getting a Kami though? Yeah, I think so. Opponent's attacking for 1. That's A-okay with us. Play this Mistress Foundry. Pass the turn. Question is, would we block the attack of the Spirited Companion? The answer is yes. They could have Wandering Emperor. Kind of Naturalist, sure. I think we're snap blocking here. They're going to get their Kami back, but I think we're fine with that. See, they have a combat trick? Not really sure what combat tricks this deck plays. They could have a way to remove this post-combat, certainly. Kami's back, sure. Fine with that. Yeah, I think we're just fine with this Karn. Creating some Powerstone tokens. So that threat I feel like our opponent has to remove. Or else we're just going to make a lot of mana with the Karn. Opponent can attack down somewhat with a Fading Hope and the Urza's Command to protect it, though, if they don't have a straight up removal spell for it. Like a Touch the Spirit Realm type effect. Hollowed Hounding. No, okay, that's fine. Can hopefully beat a Hollowed Hounding. Oh, they do have a Borrowed Time. Dang. That's what we didn't want to see. That's the one we did not want to see. Okay. Opponent's getting in. So, yeah, didn't do a land, which is tough. I think we should we -5 this Mightstone and Weakstone or draw the cards? Problem is, we draw a card. If we could draw a card, if we draw 2 cards, hit a land, we could also play the Celestes and Fading Hope. I think that's our best thing. We have to go the highest upside, try to draw a land, and we did that. Celestes and Fading Hope. Yeah, I think that was our best line of play there. Kami coming down. Another Jukai Naturalist coming down. Sure, okay. Opponent is doing their thing right now. And get rid of this Jukai Naturalist. Back to their hand. Don't think Make Disappear is doing much anymore. So we can cast Cityscape Leveler. And we can also have Fading Hope up. What are we destroying? If we destroy this, they're going to attack for a bunch. They're going to attack for not lethal. I guess we're getting the Hollowed Hounding. Passing the turn. Naturalist +1/+1. Okay. Oh, for freak's sake. Can't beat that. GG's. That's a hard matchup. The enchantment deck just has so many good ways to beat you up here. I think we need to get a Earl Portal to Phyrexia or something. We had a kind of a not great hand, slow hand. If we had a faster hand, I think maybe we could have gotten there, but alas, we did not. GG's. All right, we're going first, and I think this looks pretty good. We don't have a 2-drop or anything, but turn 3, and if we draw land at all, we can turn 3 into Mightstone and Weakstone on turn 4. We're going to Make Disappear about anything they could play. Even a Tenacious Underdog, I think we would Make Disappear. They don't have anything. Okay. We really need to draw land, because we're kind of getting beat up out of this game if we don't. Did draw land. Could just play a Mightstone and Weakstone, but I think we are going to pass and try to resolve an Urza's Command. Pass the turn. Opponent did not use any mana on their turn. Okay, we're going to try to resolve this. Try to make a 0/0 and draw a card. If our opponent fights over this, they don't have as much mana to fight over other things. Take a land for sure. Make a 3/3. Getting the beat down on our opponent. Are they going to remove? Oh, they are going to remove. Okay. Could have make disappeared that, potentially. Maybe that was not a bad play. They're going to hit both. Yeah, that's fine. Hopefully this allows us to resolve a Mightstone and Weakstone, unless they have just everything. Okay. Going to draw some cards. Get a lot of mana now. Pass the turn. Keep this make disappear up. Well, actually we can't with what we have. Very sure. Drawing a card, but we can double attack it to fare with Mishra's Foundries. Both going at Teferi. I think we need to kill a Teferi here for sure. Yeah, pass the turn, counter, whatever they're feeling like playing here. Draws another card, sure. One's gonna hit a lot of lands. Cityscape Leveler. Yeah. Gonna use this and kill the Teferi for sure. Can't do anything about that. Are they gonna... They're not gonna counter this Leveler itself, sure. Opponent has to have a removal spell here, you would imagine. Am I going to cast it? We can arcane proxy back this Urza's command. Opponent has to have something here. We have a lot of mana going on. March of Wretched Sorrow for 8. And they paid 8 so they could get through and make disappear. Sure. It is Unearth, which is nice. So yeah, we're definitely gonna play this Arcane Proxy. Get back our Urza's command. Cast it. Don't really need the mana, so I'm going to create the artifact and draw the card. Don't need the any more lands at all. And Blast Zone, okay. We're going to fire up our Mishra's Foundry and attack. Opponent's gained a bunch of life. Nice thing is we have Cityscape Leveler Unearth. Lily on the Veil, sure. Sacrifice the 4/4. In case they do some more cut down shenanigans. Not exactly sure what they could have, but okay. Drawing a card, okay. So yeah, definitely gonna fire up both of these and just kill all the planeswalkers. Kill Teferi and the Liliana. Can't cast anything with their Powerstones, so we're happy with this. Play a Blast Zone. And I think I'm going to play another Mightstone and Weakstone, draw some cards. Just a divination. Pass the turn. Have Fading Hope up. Can't cast and make disappear though. Opponent knows that. A Fiend Headquarters. Okay, Sheldred. Gonna bounce at Sheldred, and they know it's over. Just a complete masterclass for Mono Blue artifact control against them. They had a lot going for him. A lot of powerful planeswalkers and stuff. Mishra's Foundry is a heck of a card though. That's a nice creature land to have to have access to. Creature lands are really good, and they're not that prevalent in this format, so people don't really respect it that often, and they build their decks often in a way, or play often in a way. Our opponent, they wasted the removal spells on the artifact and the Thran Spider earlier. I don't know if it necessarily is wasted, but the fact that they used a lot of their removal spells early meant they didn't have them for the Mistress Foundries late. So yeah, pretty cool to see the dub there. GG's. We're back with Mono Blue Artifact Control, and every part of the deck performed about how I would expect it to. The only thing we didn't really get to see was a Portal to Phyrexia chain creatures from the graveyard, but we know how that story's end. We've played reanimator decks. I'm sure you've lost to reanimator decks or played them yourselves in the queue where they reanimate a Portal to Phyrexia and you just basically get got. Karn, Living Legacy, ate a removal spell, so our opponent thought it was a must-kill threat in the Enchantments game, but it's okay. I mean, it create tap Powerstone tokens. If it sticks, it's really good. Problem is, it's pretty hard to get a Planeswalker to just stick on the battlefield. In this format, it can definitely be hard. So I can see how maybe you would be less high on that particular card in this deck, and maybe you would just go up in Reckoner Bankbuster numbers, since you're going to get more card value out of that anyway. But I think there's definitely a case for Karn in this deck. And I think if you're going to play Karn in any deck in Standard, it's probably going to be a deck that looks like this. And I think it has potential. I think I would need to play with it more just to see exactly how the numbers would shake out on it. But everything else performed about as expected. Any deck where you can just freely play 4 Mistress Foundries and 4 Blast Zones is really nice. Just clean mana going on here. Clean deck. I would love to hear your suggestions down in the comments, though, how you would build this deck differently. And maybe you guys would submit your own deck. If you're listening to this, if you see in this video description, there's a link to a Google Forms where you could submit your own decks and have them played on the channel. So you saw a deck I made. I primarily play decks my viewers make, though, and I would like to play some more of them, and maybe one even in this vein. So shout out to you if you're working on a deck like this or have one you're playing in the queue and haven't submitted yet. If you like this deck, you'd probably like other decks we've played on this channel recently. Most recently being the Tatiova Lands deck. I think that would be a pretty good one to watch. So it's on the end card here. And until next time, wherever you are, whenever you are, have a magical day.